Lieutenant Chang Yang has a sunshine personality, always big smiles on his face until training time. When I visited him, he was on one of the final training sessions before heading to Africa. He and his colleagues have to prepare themselves well for all kinds of circumstances. Lieutenant Xu later also introduced me to Colonel Chen Dehui and Captain Chang Yang. We caught up with them at the training center for a brief chat. Are you looking forward to it?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. As translator, I think translating is very important in this process. And, you know, the safety of our contingent depends on the translation. So I think I have pressure, but I will do my best to coordinate between different parts and make our mission successful.
I also look forward to our departure very much. As a pilot, I've been preparing for the mission for 2 years.
I'm also very excited. We've been expecting it for 2 years, and now the departure is at hand.
I can see that in your eyes, the lights in your eyes. This is the very first time China sent the peacekeeping helicopter contingent. So how is this likely to be different when it comes to the type of missions and the nature of missions compared to previous times?
Compared with previous Chinese peacekeepers sent abroad who can only do ground missions, our helicopter contingent can operate at a larger scale and across wider areas. That's what makes them different from traditional ground contingents. Furthermore, it's the first time our nation has ever sent high-tech troops to other countries, which means we'll need some extra support to make sure our activities meet a higher standard. Therefore, the 140 soldiers of our contingent cover almost all branches of armed services, including those related to machinery, radio, weather, logistics, and air traffic control.
What kind of preparations have you done over the past 2 years?
On average, we fly 3 to 5 hours every day. We conduct various training related to different situations.
Like special trainings, rescue, and trainings related to flight.
Besides laws and regulations, other important parts of training include studying local policies in the mission countries, the United Nations rules of engagement, the daily code of conduct. We study these for over 3 hours a day.
There are already quite a number of you, members of your team, in Sudan. What did they say about the situation right now?
The shortage of water and year-round high temperatures exemplify the tough conditions in Sudan. There are no 4 seasons, only rainy and dry ones. That means we need to hold out task execution and helicopter flying to a higher standard.
According to other peacekeepers who are now in Sudan, the temperature in our plane can reach between 50 degrees and 60 degrees. We base our flight training on local weather conditions. We conduct simulations at high temperatures and high altitude environments. We also study local flight regulations.
I understand you have to pass a certain test for English proficiency.
Yeah.
And you also need to be able to communicate in efficient English.
Yes.
With officials in the controller.
Yeah.
So what have you learned?
Okay. 就比如说我们在
For example, we've been learning to use ICAO standards of radio call.
国际民航组织的一些无线电通话的规范请示开车就是 request start off 准备起飞 ready for departure 联系频率12.6会 contact frequency 120.6
But you know, communicating on the ground under pressure takes both the logic, the thinking, the great plan, the communication skills, and also the language itself. So that's going to be a lot of challenge on the ground. Cross-cultural communication, it's challenging but fun at the same time. But I think under pressure, at a time of mission, you have to do it very accurately with trust toward one another.
First of all, in the spirit of kindness, we will try our best to show the good image of Chinese soldiers and try to show our determination to complete the task. At the same time, we'll also let them know possible risks and difficulties so as to effectively reach a consensus between both sides and complete the task rationally and legally.
When it comes to communicating with other peacekeepers, I know that you have even learned some specific music skills and Chinese calligraphies in order to share with them some of the best from China, and also, of course, to create friendship, haven't you?
We've prepared a lot of traditional programs with Chinese elements, including Chinese martial arts, calligraphy, drum performance, etc. We look forward to friendly exchanges with foreign troops, sharing our Chinese culture with them.
What are you good at personally?
I'm good at reciting poetry of the Tang Dynasty.
How to protect yourselves while at the same time protect your peers and comrades?
We do a lot of case studies and learn from previous incidents that other peacekeepers around the world have encountered, and do lots of specialized training accordingly.
2 years training, finally going there. Being there will be in a period of 1 year. Very far away from family.
I think I will miss my mom, and I will tell her I will be safe there, and don't worry about me. I'm a good Chinese soldier. She will be proud of me.
What about you?
I want to tell my family that we have so many brothers that have our back in Sudan. We will definitely finish the mission successfully and return home safe and sound.
I will tell my parents that we are sure that we will fulfill the tasks entrusted by our motherland and the people through our own actions.
I understand your father also was a pilot.
My father was among the first generation of Chinese pilots. He devoted all his life to his career.
Then when you told him that you are going to be one of those peacekeepers going to the other parts of the world, you are going to be the commander of the very first peacekeeper helicopter contingent coming from China, what did he say?
He told me that being a peacekeeper abroad means you represented China and the Chinese Air Force, so it is essential to do a good job and not to lose face. As a pilot, it's no wonder my father controls his emotions more than my mother. He always gives instructive advice. My mother expects me to take care and bring back all my 140 brothers safely.
Great point. Very proud of you guys.